This is no ordinary school. Every child here is an orphan. In Iraq, you're an orphan if your father has been killed. In many cases here, both parents have died as a result of violence, so they live with other relatives who often cannot afford to educate and look after them. The school's tucked away in a side street of Sadr City, Baghdad, a neighborhood that's borne much of the violence this city has seen since the American occupation in 2003. Today, though, the children are grateful for the opportunity to be able to learn.
My father died in 2005. He was a taxi driver and he was shot by gunmen. My mother passed away 2 years later. I live with grandparents now. I used to feel so alone at home, but now I come to the school, I feel so much happier.
Liqa al-Aboudi runs the school in 3 different shifts during the day. In total, 300 children are enrolled here. For her, it's a labor of love. She gets no help from the government and pays most of the expenses herself.
I set the school up after my husband was killed in the sectarian violence of 2005. I realized that so many children had lost their parents and I needed to do something. With God's grace, I opened this school in 2009 and I run it by myself. I've asked the government for help, but our pleas fall on deaf ears.
There are no accurate figures available to tell you just how many residential orphanages and schools like this one that there are. Experts suggest that there could be thousands of children attending institutions such as this. For many, though, it's an indication that the government has failed in providing even the most basic services. Muna Ilyas-Polis runs an officially recognised charity called Childhood Wishes for Humanity. For her, there's a long way to go before the needs of Iraqi orphans are met.
We are seeing more and more orphans every day. The security situation will see that more children will be left without families. We're under a tremendous amount of pressure, and without real help from the government, these children will be left without a future.
For the orphans of Baghdad, schools like this are a vital lifeline. But those running them fear they won't have the money to keep them open long term, and that these children, and thousands like them, will be forced out onto the streets. Imran Khan, Al Jazeera, Baghdad.